Happy Thursday. I'm coming at you today talking about boys. So the boy moms, the boy dads. I have two boys. One is 15 and one is 6, and they're very individual. They do things their own way, but then they also do things that are characteristically just the joy of having sons. Like literally just this afternoon, my 6-year-old sat on me and snuggled up, and then he looked at me and goes, "I farted on your lap." Yep, I know. You can relate. We have a big job with these boys that will be men someday. I would not have said that even just a couple years ago. I never really realized how important it is to do a good job raising boys to be men. And I definitely noticed over the years of my 15-year-old being in school, there are just some things that boys don't get a lot of grace for, if that makes sense. And one of my boys, I always try to make it so I'm not like, you're not able to figure out exactly which kid it is, but one of my boys is pretty sensitive and kind of wears his heart on his sleeve. And that one has had, some hardship over the times. Seems to be working itself out. But ultimately, I don't think people are very good to boys in school, in, just regular life. Both of my boys are quite chivalrous, if that's still a thing now, but they will both stand and hold the door open for everybody, not just women. But of course, that's something that they do instinctively. They don't even think twice about it, and they do other things too, and I think it's awesome. And of course, I want people to love my boys like I love them, because they have my heart. My daughter has my heart. We're both women. I can say she's a woman now because she's 19, but we're both women. And these boys, they still have my heart, and they have a piece of it. And I just think that, ultimately, I think it's just important to make sure that we're loving them hard at home, giving them a safe place to be themselves, and that includes all the quirks of being boys. I have this book, it's called Raising Boys and Loving It, and that kind of opened my eyes to the fact that it can be a wild ride. It can be an absolute wild ride, but we can love it. We can enjoy every minute, even the fun stuff. Okay, I'm cracking up because there's actually a boy on his bike right now. He's not a part of my family, so he won't be on camera. But he's riding a bike. He's got a hood on. He's got his hand in one phone, and he was nodding his head. He must be listening to music. And I think that sums it up perfectly. Boys are quirky. Girls are too, don't get me wrong. But there's just something different and something special about boys. And I think that should be appreciated and celebrated. I think that they should be embraced and loved and accepted for who they are, and of course refine them. I mean, we are raising the next generation of men when we're raising these boys, so definitely don't let them get away with things that are disrespectful. But enjoy the time that you get to spend with them, because they'll keep you on your toes. They'll be active, they'll be crazy. You'll sometimes feel like you need to wear some bubble wrap when they're around, because I don't know about you, but when my 6-year-old climbs on my lap, every single bony knee or elbow or whatever else that's pointy and bony has to rub all the way deep down into those crevices of my muscles that aren't used to that type of pressure. And it's just one more thing that is just, can I use the word endearing when I'm talking about how he hurts me when he climbs on my lap? It is. It's. I know I'm gonna miss it someday. I know I will. And so I'm probably not gonna miss the burps and the farts as much. But we'll miss this stage, this stage of uninhibited craziness, the unrefined self-control. It's a ride. It's fun, and I just wanted to get on here and celebrate that for a few minutes. So I hope you're having a great day. We'll see you soon. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the joy of raising girls. I am blessed because I have a girl and boys, and it's interesting because when I was young, I could always picture having 3 kids, and for whatever reason I was hoping and thinking my girl's going to be first, and then she would be followed by boys, and that's exactly how it played out in our family. Having a daughter, my daughter is unlike other girls. She is amazing, of course, and I'm not saying that because I'm partial, but she is a girl who will go for her dreams. And she's good at everything, and she's quiet about it. She doesn't get showy. She's athletic. She's strong. I'm talking physical strength and emotional strength, but a physical strength, that girl, she rides horses, and she has ridden horses her entire life, almost. I think we got her on ponies, of course, when she was little, and then, you know, on her 5th birthday, she rode a very big pony, and now she rides a big puppy dog, which is code for a big horse who acts like a dog because he's got a character that's unbelievable. But getting off on a tangent. So that girl has legs of steel. She could crush you with her legs. She was the one in self-defense classes in high school. Nobody could take her down. And I just adore her. My husband has a shirt that says, "My daughter is not fragile like a flower, she's fragile like a bomb." So yes, I enjoy raising my daughter. And she's taught me quite a few things along the way because I am a refined people pleaser. I still like to have people happy with me, but I'm not going to change behaviors to make people happy with me. And my daughter's that way. She doesn't settle. And she's amazing. And so I know that I am gifted and blessed to have such a phenomenal woman in my life. I can call her a woman because she's 19. I am blessed and gifted to be able to, because I've raised her and told her all along, I can't be your friend until you're an adult. I can say she's a brilliant friend. And I can also say, because she's so discerning and she doesn't put up with a lot, I've told her many times, I said, "Oh, I don't think you would have liked me if we were in high school together. I don't think she would have liked me very much. She doesn't have a lot of tolerance for behaviors that are typical of age, you know, teenager behaviors, but at the same time, she is not a teenager. She is technically, she's only 19, so she's got a couple more months of the teenager years, but she is in a whole league of her own, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So it's funny because as I was talking about boys, I was talking generally about boys, and this is talking specifically about how amazing my daughter is, and it's likely because she's my only girl. But yeah, girls are special. They are unbelievably special, and we want to love them and delight in them, and we want to raise them to be strong. We want to raise them to be people who know what they want and won't settle for less than that. Something I told my daughter, because she's so interested in horses, I told her, I said, when you grow up and you think of a career, I said, I'm going to share this advice because I think that this can kind of sum up what it is. Because women can tend to become their environment if we're not careful. For instance, as a mom, I can allow my identity to fall into motherhood, and I don't want people to do that. So, and I do it, so I can encourage myself as well as I can encourage you. With that said, though, the advice that I gave my daughter, I said, when you grow up and you're trying to establish your career path, because you love horses so much, I want you to give some good thought to, do I want horses to be my hobby, or do I want them to be my career? Because if you have a love in your life, whatever it is, yes, you could turn that into a career and likely be very happy. But then you also could continue to keep it as a hobby and find a career that's unrelated to what your love and passion is. And that's something that you should do. You should decide, do I want to, turn this into my moneymaker and get no break from it, essentially? Or do I want it to be the break that I get from life? So that's kind of a nutshell. I know that we tend to fall into our identities as our role. I am a wife, I am a mom. And so in my 40s, I need to remember that I am Carrie. And I want my daughter to do that too. I want her to know who she is and stand firm in that and be strong in her beliefs. And I pray she's strong in her faith. I pray that for all of my children. And so, yes, I think we should celebrate and enjoy raising girls and raising boys. And whatever you've been blessed with, celebrate it, embrace them for who they are, and let them blossom and shine.